Okay, this should be recording now.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Christopher Griffiths. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Chris. Lloyd.
And Lloyd, if you could just introduce yourself.
I'm Lloyd Readhead, former gymnast and former director of coach in British gymnastics many years ago.
Okay, so how me and Lloyd met was it's about a month ago, you would say now, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
About a month ago at our local gym. I was impressed by Lloyd's flexibility, and then from that asked him a question about what's enabled you to be so flexible. You then communicated to me that you used to be a member of the British Gymnastics Association. Did you unfortunately you were fourth in the country. You unfortunately missed out to Mexico Olympics. Wow. And then you proceeded to inform me about your input, your time coming together with the pommel horse and how they do that now. And now there's been gold medalists for a significant number of years now with that. I'd just like to know more about your story, Lloyd. If you could share.
Do you want to start from the beginning?
Yes, please.
Right. I got into gymnastics when I was 11-year-old. I was in a local field where they just cut the grass and saw these secondary school lads doing handsprings and round-offs and backflips in this pile of grass. And I said, I could have a go. Yeah, come on, have a go. And I started doing handspring and all. Who taught you that? I've just watched you. And I went back and informed the secondary school teacher, who was a fabulous guy. I met eventually, Harry Moore. And he came to the junior school and invited me to his gym class. So I enjoyed him. And ever since then, I've been in gymnastics. And at school, we became North England champions on a number of occasions. He then encouraged me to join the local youth club, which had a gymnastics session, coached by an ex-army guy, and began working just floor and vault at the time. I became British champion on floor and vault in 1961 when I was 18. I held that for 2 years, and then we went into try the Olympic gymnastics, all 6 pieces of Olympic gymnastics, encouraged by Harry Moore's school teacher and this PE teacher in our local gym, which belonged to ICI. And then as we gradually progressed, 1 or 2 other guys in the club, they retired, went away, and I was left as the senior gymnast there at the age of 18. So we began to develop it, and the North England lads heard about us, and they came from Sunderland, Darlington, and Durham all to come down and join us, train us at this gym in Billingham. And we eventually got into 3rd place in the Adam Shew, which is then the British Team Championships, and I became the coach and gymnast and captain of the team, so we developed like man. And I think it was about 24 when I was first invited into the national squad to train at Aldershot, where I used to train, because most of the gymnasts then were in the army under the national coach Nick Stewart, and progressed to get my first international against Holland, so I was quite pleased with that, and progressed. I was ranked 4th in Britain, won the vault title twice, won the floor twice, individual apparatus pieces, and eventually got my first international against Holland, as I said. So that was me. I managed to make 5 internationals overall, and the year of the Mexico Olympics, I was ranked 4th in the team, and we trained, hopefully going to send the whole team there, but because of our international ranking, we didn't qualify high enough, so I missed out. So at that time, I was scoring 9.9 out of 10 for vault, so a possible wide shot at a medal on a vault, but we wouldn't send individual pieces in. It was always the overall ranking that worked in, so that disappointed me then. I went to teacher training college in Huddersfield for a year. When I came back, all the lads that were just training in Billingham had moved to Darlington, because most didn't like living there, so I moved across to join them there, and again became the coach and captain. We won the national team championships against the army, and they ranked it for ages, and we knocked them off the perch. And that was pretty good because most of the judges were army people. And that was a hard thing. So we managed to get that. We won the National League for 2 years in a row. I introduced that then. And during that time, I got my teaching career underway, and I got elected to join Middlesbrough, which I lectured there for 15 years in mechanical engineering, and opened up a gym club in Eston on River Tees. And that began to develop, and we got, I think it's 5 junior internationals from there up to under 18. And became the North of England regional coach, coaching all around the region, the local gymnasts there. And we were so successful, the Sports Council came up and said, look, we've got some money here, you can develop a centre of excellence. It's supported by British Gymnastics. So we opened a centre of excellence the college used to work at. Fortunately, the principal and I got on well, and he was dead keen to support us, so we had the main gym. We used to have put kid out every night of the week, like, but during the summer holidays when the college was down, we should put the kid in training there all the time then. So, and it was the most successful centre of excellence in the country. So during that time, I became an honorary national coach, working with the English schoolboys and all that sort of stuff for the national team. And eventually, England Gymnastics got some money to appoint a national coach. So I fortunately got the job, and I was appointed, I think it's 84, I think. And my first role, I thought, right, I need to find out exactly what's happening in this country. And I just travelled that year around the country, visiting as many gym clubs as I could, and got an idea of what the talent was there and the coaches were there. And so I began organising 3 national squads, under 14, under 16, under 18, and then the senior squad. Of course, that was too much for one person, and I identified, talked with who was then the director of coaching, director of gymnastics at British, John Atkinson. I said, look, John, if we're going to get anywhere in this country, we've got to do 2 things. First of all, we need a lot more participants. To do that, we need a lot more coaches. We need that wide base. The other thing is to turn our worst piece, our pommels, into our best piece. And that's my 3 targets, John. I said, to do that, I can't coach the senior national squad. I'll have to move out and do a wider job. And John agreed that. Unfortunately, the Sports Council accepted what I was saying. They appointed another national coach, Eddie Van Hoff, in my place, and I moved across to do it with the coaches and the young gymnasts. And that was the best thing we ever did, because we designed programmes for development at all ages. We had a national development plan for each age group. We had a national championship at Lillishall National Sports Centre, and it just, you could see it. The talent was coming up the woodwork hard. I used to run the kids under 12-year-old. We used to do a national course down at Port Regis School. I went down there and invited 4 gymnasts from each region, plus a good young coach, to come down there and set them on the right direction and that. And that took off really well. And I've since met a lot of these young coaches I didn't recognise now because they're growing up. And they introduced themselves to me. I said, I'm so-and-so. You inspired me, that's why I'm here. That's when those like kids at 12-year-old or young coaches now. So that made me really feel really chuffed that these people had some effect on it. And over time, I developed a national qualification programme at 6 levels, because it's so complex sport. And that was done for men's artistic and women's artistic. And that comprised 3 units of common core knowledge, a sport-specific practical knowledge, and sport-specific theory knowledge. Because by doing that, you could get them all to do one solid unit together and then split the unit. And that proved successful. I was invited to a workshop by a government group who were trying to get coaching across Britain standardised, and asked me to present what we'd done and why we'd done it. Because that was used to develop like 11 disciplines in gymnastics, follow that same model. And every one of them disciplines has expanded and come on well. And so I presented that to the guys there, and everybody accepted it apart from 1 or 2 sports which I won't name. They were so arrogant to it that we don't need that. And they're still struggling now. And anyway, that was adopted at that time. Didn't all come to fruition because there was so many issues about who could deliver and all that sort of stuff. But that worked. And then over time, as we began to progress, And I was so enthusiastic about pommels. Every time I went to lecture to him, oh, you need to do pommels, Lloyd. We even had coaches come to this country who coached world champions on various pieces. But when we did a course, no, pommels for you, Lloyd. You're a genius. I was really pleased that I was become recognised that I had this talent and passion for pommels. And what has transpired now is that it first started with Lewis Smith from I can't get the name off the top right now, but Lewis was the first one to get a medal on pommels and won the Olympics. I used to work with his coach, who was then Paul Hall, who is now the current national men's champion. And I visited Paul quite a lot down there and worked with his gymnasts and all that. So I've got a good relationship there. And eventually, Max Whitlow came across with gold medals on pommels at the Olympics and gold medal and the World Championship stuff. So it's grabbed gold there. Now it's recognised that Britain is pretty good on pommels, highly ranked in the world. And we know now that we can line that as our best piece, which is really chuffed me. And I always consider myself to be very lucky that I turned my hobby into my career and thoroughly enjoyed it. And whilst I was there, the International Olympic Committee, working with the World Governing Body of the FIG, Federation of International Gymnastics, were desperate to develop gymnastics worldwide. And I don't know how it came about, but they applied to British Gymnastics to ask if I would go and deliver some courses for them. So I now became recognised as a world expert, and I did, I think it was 17 courses around the world, doing right across all 6 pieces of men's apparatus, just that physical exercise, all the development, biomechanics, all that, sports psychology, all built into it. And they were so popular, I was to go there, and I think each one, there were 6 countries represented by 2 coaches, each one of those courses. And it was fabulous, really enjoyed it. And one of my fondest moments of all that, I did my first course in Kuala Lumpur. And there were 6 countries like Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, all those places on there came. And a really good course. And on towards the end of the course, we said, look, I'm going to finish this off. I said, well, can we just have a night of celebration representing all the countries, ask them to do some entertainment from their country. You can sing, dance, whatever. And they did. It was a fabulous night. And I always remember the national coach from New Zealand, George, said, right, we're going to do the New Zealand haka, but it's going to be a Lloyd haka. So he took all my mannerisms and did it. It was just phenomenal. I didn't do it, but it was phenomenal. It was tremendous. I think crowd did. It was going to enjoy that. And we stayed in touch for many years, George and I. The other thing, I was fortunately recognised by the National Coaching Foundation, which was established across all sport, and I was honoured with the Dyson Award. So I was inducted to the Coaching Hall of Fame, and I was presented by Princess Anne with this thing. I've got a picture I'll show you. So that was a real honour for me to receive that. And what else have I done since then? Yeah, I trained as British Gymnastics qualification. Eventually, I had to get them recognised by the government education department. So to go through the whole process of becoming an awarding body, it was quite difficult. And we were the first sports governing body to go through that. So we got it in a place that was approved. We had to get trained external verifiers, internal verifiers. So we got that course for them. And we were established as one of the top sports for coach education in the country for sure. And many people came for us for examples and advice. And as I was coming into retirement, I was approached by a friend, Garth Philpops, who was the director of coaching at the Professional Golf Association. He said, right, what are you going to do now? I said, I'm going to take up for golf, that's one thing. He said, oh, I've got a job for you. He asked me to take on board and develop their awarding body for the Professional Golf Association. So I became their chief executive for their awarding body. And I did that for 11 years, I think. I just gave up last year. Still work with them, the Professional Golf Association, on their director of golf qualification. So all their portfolios would come to me first for standardisation approval. So I'm still doing that as a part-time job. Other than that, I'm now trying to keep fit and play a bit of golf. Not as good as I like to, but what I used to, but it's age is catching up with me. And I think that's my life. But last year, I always go to the British Championships, which are now being held in Liverpool, the Echo Arena there. I go there each year with my wife as a guest, VIP. And last year they had a celebration to celebrate 100 years of women's gymnastics being in the British Championships. And of course, they invited loads of people there. When I got there, there were ex-British champions from all over the world. I've gone down to work in America, all came, Lloyd, nice to see. I was greeted by so many people, I just forgot about it. I was like, crying. How nice it is to know all you people and still be recognised that we did something to help them all develop. And unfortunately, that's going back a bit now because I've had 2 colleagues who've died recently, and that was a bit upsetting. But again, meeting people there that were still comrades and friends and all that. So, yeah, all in all, I've had a great life. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And fortunately, my wife joined me. She spotted me going on doing all these things. So, it's been great. So that's me, I think.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Lloyd. What do you think has enabled you to to reach the heights that you reached, and what's helped with your longevity? Do you think?
First of all, we've always been a fairly talented sportsman, luckily enough. I mean, at school I captained the football team, swimming team, gymnastics, athletics. So I was quite reasonably talented in other things, but you come up against really talented people in that sport. I mean, I remember swimming for North of England against Scotland in the 100-yard swim, and I was pretty good at that time. So I thought, so I'm in English national championship schools, and I swam, and this guy from Scotland, like bloody motor torpedo away. He's having a cup of coffee by the time we finished. And it was Ian Black who became Commonwealth champion. So you meet these people who got certain definite skills talent a bit about. And I used to play reasonable level football. I used to play for Port Clarence, and we got to the final Durham Marley Cup. And I was told that I was marking this guy who was very talented and being looked at by many people. And the first game, which was at home, I kept him out of the game. We drove in the Leach. So I went to play the away match. And this guy beat me twice and scored 2 goals. And he came and shook me hand. He's a fabulous lad. He was Colin Bell, England player. He just, what a lovely lad he was then. So that put me in his place. And then I played at the apprentice school, captained the apprentice school against the departments of ITI. And I knew the captain of one of the divisions. And we played the match. The first half, I was marking this guy, looked like a granddad to me. And kept him out of the game. Second half, when the club was going, we kept sitting out backside, he had ran rings around us. In fact, went ahead of the ball, I couldn't get off the floor because he stood down the back of the road and cleared out. And it turned out to be Wilf Mannion, who was one of England's best players. He'd finished football and retired and worked as a labour in ICI, but played in this departmental team and just another level. And I just love to see people with great talent at all sports. It's always inspired me. And if I could see a young lad or young girl with talent in gymnastics, I'd try and help and support them. And I've always somehow had this eye for talent. I could see them, I could, okay, and explain what they need to do if they want to do it and so on. I've always been open and honest with them. I know I was running the gym club in Eston. You used to have parents, I like you with this, that as well. I said, if you want to be top class gymnastic, this way it entails. You have to train these many hours a week. You have to do this, and this, get really fit. You go, what's your diet and everything. So if he wants to do it, I'll help him, but I don't think he's going to go that far. He's not that talented. So we want to show him a club with that. He's a good gymnast, but he won't make nationals. He'll do well there. He'll enjoy it. And there were 2 other lads who were very, very talented. I was fortunate to have, and they became doing the British champions and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was good. I've always motivated by other people, seeing them develop. That always helped me. It's not about me, it's about the team that works with them. So that kept me in the sport. Fitness wise, I've always did multi-sport when I was a youth. Eventually, I got as far as playing football for Whitby Town in the Northern League. That's a pretty good league, but it's tough. And of course, as an 18-year-old playing that league there, Oh, I don't like you. I could outrun them as well because I'm fast. And I played 3 times. Each time I got crocked. You know, so you took your legs, money, that was it, boom. And I decided that wasn't going to be my best sport because I wasn't that talented at it. So I moved across to gymnastics and never looked back from there. Well, the other thing when I was there, I became the North of England champion for 6 years in a row. So that was quite an achievement, a longevity. But I tore my Achilles tendon in the British team championship held in Cardiff. And that ruined me because the hospital I went to there, they said, it's going to need stitching, but you need to, if you're going back home today, we'll plaster it for you and you go back home and get stitched there. They did that, and my mates took us to hospital in Middlesbrough. It just happened to be Wimbledon finals day. And the house doctor said, yeah, you need stitching. We called the surgeon. The surgeon wouldn't come out. He was watching the tennis, wasn't he? So they strapped it up, and I could hardly walk after 2 weeks. So fortunately, I knew the physio at Middlesbrough Football Club. So I went to him 3 times a week, and he got me back to walk and run and stuff. And I could never jump as high as I could. And that calf now was 1.5 inches smaller than that one there. So that perhaps ruined my career as a gymnast as well. That wasn't very good, but I also had coaching, started coaching then, so I developed from there. I think that's me.
It's like when we first met. It hasn't stopped you from moving forward.
Oh, no,
not at all. Not at all. It's the reason why I came over to you that day, and you know, so thankful and grateful that I asked you, you know, the question, because we wouldn't be having this conversation, you know, right now. So remarkable life story, Lloyd, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from you over the next times that we meet, whether it's at the gym or at your home, like you've kindly enough let me come into today. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate your time, and yeah, just wish you all the best for the future. Have you got anything planned? Is there anything that you'd like to do?
Well, since my retirement from gymnastics, I took up golfing with Mark Drayton and loved it. Began to get a regional handicap growing up, and then of course I hip go, that so they're all replaced, and that's set it back a long way. It does affect me, but that's the reason why I keep fit, to try and keep on top of it. But in my second year there, the professional at the club at that time, Russell, said, I understand you've done a bit of coaching. And I said, a little bit. He said, we like to have the juniors golf. If I can, I said, do you mind me if I look at what you're doing and so on? And I'll look at that. He said, no, by all means. Yeah, I look at it. I said, can I write a program for it? Because we had volunteer coaches. I said, yeah, by all means. So I produced this program of development for young golfers, and it was we had about 10 groups in, of 60 juniors then. And I did this program, and they did all the coaching book for the coaches, so they know what to do and that. And it worked really well, and I'm still coaching the juniors now. So I've been there. I think I'm in my 14th year now coaching the juniors. That's what I was doing last night. Yeah. So that keeps me young. I think working with youngsters does you think on their trying to think on their level. That's good. I'm still enjoying that. My ambition is to hopefully keep playing for a few more years and do the juniors for a couple of years. I think we're done.
Do you mind me asking, Lloyd, how old are you?
81.
Wow. Well, I never guessed that. No.
No, I've been lucky. That way. Yeah. Once you keep some hair and keep yourself slim. Fortunately, my wife's cracking cut, and we have, good diet and stuff that way. Yeah. Not necessarily diet, but well controlled food and stuff. Yeah.
If there's one bit of advice or recommendation that you give to somebody who could possibly listen to this, around fitness, or ones that you, from your own experience, have helped you with your life, what would they be?
I think regarding fitness is try and believe in yourself. Try and improve your flexibility to start with. Because the number of times I do warm before I start. I don't see many people at the gym do warm-ups, they go straight into it. And I think, just a gentle 10-minute warm with your arms swinging horizontally helps a big way. And a warm down at the end of it as well. And take some advice, because there may be things your body needs particular attention to, but take advice and develop and stick it as much as you can and believe in yourself. And I think it annoys me walking around town out seeing that many people are so obese. It upsets me. I hate to see it. There's no need for it. Just sit in the backside eating food now instead of getting out regularly, even walking, jogging if you can. Join the fitness gym. There's help there, you get help there. And I think staying fit and staying slim is a big thing.
Throughout your life, did you go on like any sort of like diets, or were you just strict with what you or disciplined with what you ate?
I've never really had a diet. I've always understood what an athlete needs, how many calories they need, what they need inside them, and made sure I covered most of that myself. And I don't quite enjoy myself. I love desserts and stuff like that. In fact, at the moment I'm having trouble eating because I had a bit of a problem, recent health problem, and I haven't quite got back to eating proper foods. Well, I say proper foods, food like in the golf club you get pies and chips, and every match is pies and chips and whatever. And I still eat that, but I can always eat dessert. I like my luxuries like that.
Lloyd, thank you so much for your time today.
It's been nice to talk about it.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure for me. So glad that I, on that day, decided to ask you
Nice.
a simple question to how you've kept so flexible over the years, and then if you to tell me your life story. Thank you very much for sharing it with me.
The other thing, every morning I get up, I do exercise in bed before I go up. Exercises out of bed to stretch me out every morning without failure.
What kind of exercises do you do?
Just arm circling, sitting down, deep knee bends, hamstring stretches, stuff like that in the morning before I get out of bed. And then just making sure my hips are flexible, with turns around and stuff like that. It's just not just like exercise. It keeps me going. No. And I lie down when I'm knackered.
No. Lloyd.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Do you want to see some memorabilia?
Pardon?
You want to see some memorabilia?
I'd love to.
Yeah, whilst in British Gymnastics, I tried to develop understanding of coaching and increase the knowledge. And I met with various people who were the top in their sport, their studies, like Craig Sharp at Birmingham University, whose exercise physiology was his number one subject. And he developed 6 tests to go across all sports to measure fitness of them. And the gymnasts finished top in all but one, and that was the endurance. And what struck me is that the next one behind us were stage dancers. It surprised me, though they're so fit, they're feel like football, weren't inside. But I met with Dick Craig. There's Loughborough University used to do biomechanics with, his name escapes me now, a lovely man. But he did all the biomechanics for me. His staff used to come and lecture for us. Bangor University, we had a guy there, professor, who helped us with his psychology. So it's things that had helped us develop what we did. And really appreciate all the support they gave us. So,
thank you so much, Lloyd. Thank you so much.
There's 1 or 2 little medals over there.
Wow.
This is the sort of trophy to get in those days. So, let's just show that one. British champion, my first time bowling, how big it is.
Congratulations.
No, yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing me. So what was this photo for again?
That was the UK Sport developed a package there, which was the diploma in professional sports studies, professional coaching. Long time, but that was it. But it took us 5 years to do, and there's only myself and Dennis Edwards from skiing who completed it. It was that tough.
And I have another picture below when you received your award in sports coaching from Princess Anne.
That was the Dyson Award.
Thanks.
And I was indicted in the Coaching Hall of Fame for British sport.
Congratulations.
I used to sit on the National Coaching Foundation panel after that, and we developed the Coach of the Year award. And the first two coaches were Alex Ferguson and Bobby Robson, 2 years ago. And I came third next year. So I came down the line. Yeah, it's good.
Like I've said prior to this, Lloyd, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for
listening.
No, an absolute pleasure. I'm just so glad that I asked you that question. It's led to this moment, right here, right now. So yeah.
Well, what you're doing works for you, and we'll see.
Yeah. Look, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you.